Hello, my name is Chris Prosser. I'm a lecturer of music theory here at the Butler School of Music, and excited to talk about Here Be Monsters Music Festival.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Summer must be here because Here Be Monsters is like the official kickoff of summer.
Yes, you know it. That's right.
And this will be my third time going.
Okay.
I cannot wait. I look forward to it all year,
Excellent.
as does my family.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I can't wait to dive into everything. But just for people who have never been before, can you just explain a little bit of like what you do, but also what the general vibe is at Here Be Monsters?
Yeah, so it's Here Be Monsters is a 2-day music festival that's takes place at Radio East, which is this great live music venue in East Austin, and basically it's like a celebration of this local musicians, local ensembles, local composers, and what we do is everybody gets a 20-minute set to just kind of do your thing, right? It's all about this great music community that we have here in Austin, and just sort of showcasing what that is and helping trying to figure out what we all sound like together, over 2 days. And so that's like the spirit of the festival. And the vibe is, I would say, it's just a big party. It's very supportive. Everyone gets to do their thing for 20 minutes, and no restraints. Just show us what you're all about, what you're into, what kind of music you like to write and to perform, and that's what we love, and that shows like a big picture of what's happening here in Austin. And I should say the music it's what we like to call indie classical, and so everyone, pretty much everyone performing comes from the classical tradition, and they either have degrees in music performance or composition or something along those lines, and but their music that they're writing is inspired by more contemporary genres like rock or pop or jazz, and so it's kind of this big beautiful fusion of the older with something new. So that's what indie classical means to us, and that's what you can expect at Here Be Monsters. A lot of variety, but everything is new music, right? So you're not going to hear like a Bach piece, right? That's right.
So this if you've been going to classical music concerts for a long time, you might have never experienced something like this, right? Put the suit and tie away, right? This is like it's a party, and it's all brand new music, right? So talk a little bit about like how new does it have to be to be kind of performed there? Yeah,
so I would say like maybe 99% of the music will be new. We might have, I think we do have actually a piece of Bach, but it's arranged. It's arranged to be much more contemporary. It's an arrangement, so you probably won't even recognize it. But yeah, it's so we commissioned 10 composers to write new pieces. So we're very proud of that. That's always been a big part of our mission, is to commission new music. And then all of the groups that, like I said, they're from Austin, they're local, and so they're doing all kind of contemporary things.
Yeah, and what I love about it too is you talked about those 20-minute sets, but like those 20 minutes go by so fast. Mm-hmm. So really in 2 days you get to experience almost everything that Austin offers from a classical music standpoint in a very, very short amount of time. And so many times it's like you're just getting into it. It's like, wait, we're going on to the next group. But
right.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of variety. You get to see a lot of a big picture of what's going on here, and we love that. So
yeah, and for those people who come every year, what's going to be different this year than maybe last year?
Yeah, so for this year, we have more groups performing. Every year we try to grow a little bit, in the right way. That's important to us, not to expand faster than we can handle. So this year we decided to have more groups performing. So last year there were 20, and this year there'll be 27 groups. So 14 on Saturday, 13 on Sunday.
Are you going to 2 stages this year or 1 stage?
Yeah, 2 stages. 2 years ago we had 2. Last year we had 1, but we're going back to the 2 stages. I think it's better. It's a little more seamless. While one group is performing, the other one's setting up, so you can go straight to that second stage without any downtime, which is nice. So yeah, 2 stages, and it's gonna be good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive into this lineup of
Okay.
what you got planned for. First of all, how do people get into this festival? How do you pick these people?
Yeah, so
these
we
groups?
have this year for the actually this is the second year we've had an application process. So before we would just sort of invite groups. We were just trying to getting started and trying to establish this thing, and so we would invite groups to play, but now it's becoming a larger endeavor. So we need to have an application process. So we send it out in the fall, and then if you're a local ensemble or a local artist, a composer, you can apply, and we'll review them all, and so we had a record number of applications. I think almost 50 groups applied.
Oh, wow.
to perform, which is great. Which is a good problem to have. And so from that we pared down to 27.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, let's dive into
Okay.
Saturday. So doors open at 5, right?
Yeah, doors at 5.
And the music starts at 6.
At 6 till probably 12:30 a.m. So,
And I think you can bring your own food, and there's food there, right?
yeah, they have food trucks at Radio East, great food trucks, and they have a full bar, coffee,
Yeah.
any kind of beverage you want inside. So yeah, so on Saturday, May 23rd, we have Austin Unconducted. They're a unconducted string orchestra, which they're an amazing, incredible group, doing all kind of interesting music and collaborations in the city throughout their season of shows. They're definitely a group to go check out.
They're very cool. Kind of a smaller orchestra, but
But
very
only
cool.
strings. Yeah,
Yeah,
just strings
yeah.
with no conductor. So that's unique. Cover to Cover is a woodwind quintet, but instead of French horn, they have trombone,
Oh.
which is a cool switch. So we love that, and they're actually both Austin Unconducted and Cover to Cover. They're doing new commissions, Here Be Monsters commissions. Nick Montopoli, who's a string player, plays for Invoke. He wrote a new piece for Austin Unconducted, and then Cover to Cover is doing a new piece by Justice Phillips, who is a guitarist and works for Austin Classical Guitar. Really talented guy. So we're excited for their pieces. Cover to Covers
Have you heard them yet?
Oh, we haven't heard them.
Okay.
We've seen the scores, but because they
Okay.
submit them to us.
Okay.
But it's a ghost story, so it should be very spooky and fun.
Which one's a ghost?
A Cover to Cover,
Okay,
Justice's
okay.
piece. So we're excited for that. And then Inversion Ensembles performing. Inversion is a choir, and they're headed by Rena Soprasantos, who's an incredible singer and conductor. And they're actually doing another commissioned piece by Stephen Serpa, who's a graduate of the Butler School of Music. He got his doctorate in music composition probably 7 or 8 years ago. Fantastic composer. He's writing a great piece for them. And Hila Plitman will be singing with them, who's a 2-time Grammy award-winning soprano that lives here in Austin. So she's amazing.
Yeah. So just in the first hour, you will hear 3 groups and 3 world premieres.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I think this order is not.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's
Yeah.
it's just alphabetical, but.
Oh, okay.
But they'll be there on that first day. So,
Gotcha.
But yeah, and then Invoke, the amazing Invoke, they're the string quartet that's been around Austin for a while now, and they were part of the string quartet program here. That's with Moreau here at the Butler School of Music. So, and they're just fantastic performers and fantastic guys, and they're closing it down on Saturday. So make sure you stay all the way to the end to see Invoke. And they're premiering a new work by Sophie Mathieu, who's a local composer in Austin. She's also a graduate of the Butler School. She got her master's in composition a few years ago. So
Yeah, and Invoke kind of encompasses the vibe of Here Be Monsters because they're a string quartet, but sometimes their instrumentation's a little different, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, they play banjo and mandolin as well as strings. So
And they'll just switch off, and sometimes they'll play on the banjo and the mandolin. Traditional piece. It's such a cool
and they
experience.
sing too. They're singers.
Yes,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing. Next we have Maxwell Franco, who's a local composer. Also went to the Butler School, and he has this sort of this band that he's forming and writing new music for this group.
So when you say band, what kind of instrumentation?
Yeah, it's more like a rock band, I think.
Okay.
I think there's like an electronic component as well. So when he studied here, he was a big into electronic music. So should be really interesting. But yeah, so up next is Panoramic Voices.
They're the mighty Panoramic Voices.
Yes, they're a very large community choir doing really awesome work. They co-commissioned a new work by Golden Hornet, which is another local arts organization that does all kind of different work with young people, and they're sort of headed by Graham Reynolds, who's a big film composer, sort of big like the elder composer statesman of Austin. So we love Graham, and they commissioned a new work by Abigail Lewis. So they'll do the world premiere of that. And Here Be Monsters. We're excited for it. It should be really, really excellent. So, yeah, up next is Rhapsode Guild, and
so I'm not familiar with them. So what are they?
Yeah, it's a small collective of performers and composers, and they're from the Austin area, and they were new to us as well. They applied, and we checked them out. They're really interesting, doing all kind of great work in Austin and also around Texas. So they're performing some art songs by B.P. Harrington, who's a composer in the area, and Mikhail Smigelski.
Awesome. Yeah, he's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, deep bass baritone. So
he did a concert this last semester of Soviet pieces.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he actually dressed up as Stalin and came out on stage.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, and up next is Sophie Mathieu, who we mentioned her earlier. She wrote a piece for Invoke, but she has her own solo set. And just kind of like Max Franco, she has her own kind of band, and they put together some music, some of the works that she's written, and some works written by others. So they'll be performing those on their set. It should be pretty interesting, pretty eclectic.
And what instruments does she play?
She plays the cello, and she's also a singer. She sings it with Panoramic Voices.
And she's playing with a band?
Yeah.
And what does the band look like? Do you know?
Yeah, so her band is it's going to have harp, guitar, vocals, percussion, electronics. So should be really, really interesting.
That's the kind of stuff you only get at Here Be Monsters,
right?
Yeah,
for sure.
And what's great is if you don't like it, it's only 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then something else is going to happen. But I bet you it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So that's Sophie's set. And then Stop Motion Orchestra is also new to Here Be Monsters. They've been around for a little while. Music was written by this guy named Mohadev, and their instrumentation is drums, bass, violin, tenor sax, flute, bassoon, and vibraphone. So
wow.
After Stop Motion Orchestra is Studio A piano, which Studio A has always been a part of Here Be Monsters. They're actually a place where you can go and learn to play the piano and other instruments. It's like a lessons. And so they have a lot of kids that play, that are learning, and some of them are composers. And so I think there's maybe 4 or 5 young composers that are writing new pieces that will be premiered at the festival, which is it's always kind of a crowd favorite, I think.
It's one of my I love it because it's usually at the start, and you see this creativity, right? And
exactly,
it's so much fun, and they're so young.
Yeah, they're so young, and they perform as well. They're not just writing. So it's really interesting. So it should be a lot of fun as always. So Summer Sleep is next up on Here Be Monsters, and they're new to the festival. It's one performer. It's this guy named Pete Apostolakos, and this is more like synthesizers, kind of drones, looping, and he also plays the trombone. So it's like this sort of very sort of ethereal textures in trombone music. So it'll be very unique, very, very cool, sort of a later night vibe.
Another kind of thing you'll only experience at Here Be Monsters, which is so cool. Yeah,
definitely. And then Vamp, the great Vamp vocals, shall be returning. We're so excited for them to be back. Vamp is an all-female vocal quintet, and many of their members are from here, came out of the Butler School of Music, and Paige Stevens works here, I believe. And
we have another one. There's currently a student here.
Yeah, that's right, Adrian Petrotti. Yes, so she'll be performing. They're really incredible. Vamp, just very high level of singing. Yeah, so Vamp will be doing a piece by Justice Phillips, who we mentioned earlier, and with poetry by Jennifer Bloom, who I believe will be on stage narrating. So she'll be speaking, and that'll be something new, which will be great. And then another work by with lyrics by Laura Mercado, right, who is one of the singers of Vamp. So she's a composer, great composer, and is now writing text as well. So always excited for Vamp set. They're just really
they never disappoint. I've seen them several times.
They're amazing. So up next is Woodwork, and they're a trio from Austin, and they went to the Butler School. They graduated as undergrads, and they commissioned this local composer named Nay Mapalo, who's kind of a bigger name. He tours with LCD Sound System, which is a big group, kind of a big national group. Yeah, their instrumentation is pretty unique. It's for oboe, this percussion instrument called the assolado, which is this. It's these two balls that are connected together and they sort of clack together. It's really fun to watch. It's a really exciting instrument.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah. It's very, very unique, but special. And so and also for marimba. So oboe, assolado, and marimba. So
another thing you'll only hear at Hearing Monsters.
For sure. So after Woodwork, we have last but certainly not least is Zed, the great Zed saxophone quartet.
Certainly not least, yeah.
Yeah, and they're some of them are still here, finishing their final degrees, and but the other members are out and about, doing great things in the saxophone world. So they're going to be playing a really exciting set.
Yeah, I obviously I do like the marketing and publicity here, and so every time Zed wins something, right, I've got to put out and it feels like all the time.
Yeah,
and everything they win is like huge national things.
Right.
I mean, you're literally going to hear one of the top saxophone quartets in the world.
Yeah,
they're
amazing.
They are not to be missed. Yeah,
for sure.
Do you know what they're playing?
Zed is playing a new piece by Ivan Trevino, who's on faculty here at the Butler School of Music. So that'll be really exciting. And then a piece by this composer named Vincent David. So it's going to be great. Everything they do is great. So come check it out.
Yeah. They could take anything and it'll sound great.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Definitely. So that's
not
Saturday.
Not to put down what composers do, but they are really talented.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's Saturday at Hear Me Monsters. And then on Sunday, May 24th.
Which is like a Saturday because the next day is Memorial Day,
exactly.
right?
You don't have to go to work.
You don't have to go to work. So come on. Yeah.
Exactly. You got to be there.
So same thing. The doors open at 5?
Yeah, doors at 5. Music till probably 12 or 12:30 a.m. So a lot of music. So first we have Ada Shirazi and Mojgan Misagi, which are two Iranian composers. And Ada is a professor. She teaches at Austin Community College in the composition program. And Mojgan is a recent graduate from UT, from the Butler School. She got her master's here in composition. And they have a really exciting set of sort of improvised music.
Does it have like an Iranian feel? Like when I think of like Iranian folk music, does it have that feel or is it totally different?
I think it's going to be very different. It's going to be more like contemporary, kind of like push the audience a little bit, but in the best way. So they're really talented, and it's going to be very cool. Very cool.
And sometimes those are the most fun when you have no idea what you're about to
hear.
Yeah,
right? Exactly right. So definitely don't miss them. And then Amorsima Trio is next. I believe they're the opening act on Sunday. And Amorsima is a string trio, so violin, viola, and cello. Yet they're doing a set of new music by a really established composer named Missy Mazzoli. She's a big name in the composing world, and then Amy Brandon. So But Morrison was amazing. There's really gifted players, and I don't know, I always look forward to their performances. So definitely check them out. After that, we have Austin Saxophone Ensemble, and they're new to Here Be
Yeah, I don't
Monsters.
think I've ever heard of them.
Yeah, Austin Sax. They've actually been around in Austin for a very long time. They've been here for over a decade.
Oh, wow.
It's a big group, maybe up to, I would say, maybe 16 saxophones. They're not bringing the whole group to here. There'll be eight saxophones.
Still, it's like a little mini saxophone orchestra.
It's going to be great, an octet. And so one of their members, Crystal Alexander, is a composer, and she wrote a new piece. We commissioned her to write a new piece for Here Be Monsters. So they'll premiere it at the show.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that.
So yeah, up next is the Central Texas Composers, CTC. And they've had their music performed at Here Be Monsters in the past. This year they did a collaboration with the Typewriter Rodeo, which is a poet collective in Austin, and they're really interesting because these poets, they show up to concerts and they write poems on the spot. And so,
oh wow!
But the CTC composers have set their works to music. And this year we have Brittany Smith. She's one of the composers. She's set a text by Sean Petrie, and then Carol Brown, who's a soprano in Austin and composer. She's set a text by Shanna Gerlach, and then Ben Tibbetts, who's an incredible pianist in Austin and composer. He set text by David Fruchter. So should be really fun.
I can't picture it, but that makes it even more fun.
Yeah. It's like art song. You know? And so it's art song, and there's other instruments as well. So it's sort of a mixed chamber, but it should be a lot of fun. And then after CTC we have Density 512, which Density is one of the great large chamber orchestra groups in Austin.
They're always a highlight of Here Be Monsters.
Yeah. They always bring it, and they're bringing the big band this year. So for Density set, they commissioned Yevgeny Charlot, who is on the faculty here at the Butler School of Music, and he wrote this incredible piece called "As the Diva Laments," which is inspired from his opera called Paradiso. So Yevgeny's an incredible composer, and I studied with him. He's like a mentor to me. So lots of love for Yevgeny. So we can't wait for his piece.
Yeah, he's the next guest on the podcast.
Okay, come on.
Next week, yeah.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So up next is Kraken Quartet, one of my personal favorites. Kraken has always been a part of Here Be Monsters. We commissioned them to write new music basically every year, and they're a percussion quartet.
Oh yes, they're amazing.
But yeah, their instrumentation is drum set, vibraphone, and all kind of these little keyboards and synthesizers that make these really amazing sounds. And so they've written 2 new pieces for Here Be Monsters, and they're going to play a piece that we commissioned them to 2 years ago. So it's always high energy.
Yes, just them setting up is high energy.
Yeah,
because their stage looks because they have all these wires coming out. It's like wow. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be great. So we're looking forward to that. And so after Kraken, we have Line Upon Line, who is one of the like the staples of Austin new music. I think they've been around for maybe 15 years.
Wow.
And they just are always like doing the most exciting kind of forward, pushing the envelope music. If you want to try it, they're willing to do it. So, but they're just really fantastic performers. They all went to, all are graduates of the Butler School of Music, and Tom Bird is performing with them, the percussion professor. So
both of our percussion professors are performing.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly right.
So
exactly
cool.
right. Or one of them has a piece on the.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, so Tom will be on stage, they're doing this year is Steve Reich's 90th birthday.
Oh wow!
And so they're sort of as an homage, tribute to him. They're doing drumming part 1, which is this sort of epic.
The clapping, is that the clapping?
It's not the clapping one. The clapping one is separate, but drumming is this big piece for. It's in several different parts, and part 1 is for 4 bongos. And it incorporates this phasing technique that he developed and sort of made him super famous. So yeah, it's going to be a fantastic performance. Definitely be there for Line Upon Line. They're amazing. Yeah. So after Line Upon Line is Maru Haru, and this is James Tabata's group. James is a graduate of the Butler School of Music. He got to get his doctorate in composition, and he's teaching at Austin Community College. And Maru Haru is his band, and they're inspired by different Asian cultures, so Taiwanese music and Japanese music.
Nice.
Yeah. And then after Maru Haru is 1 Ounce Opera, and 1 Ounce Opera is headed by Julie Fiore, she's this incredible producer. She used to be a singer, but she's kind of left that, and now she's producing contemporary opera every year. 1 Ounce has this amazing festival. This year it's going to be in the summer, I believe in July. And they put out a call for new operas, and after sifting through them, they make their selections and then produce them the full length. These short sort of chamber setting new opera works, and they're always exciting.
And they're always funny.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Fun.
Yeah. A lot, sometimes
like sometimes
there's a lot
the
of
crowd's
comedy.
just like roaring.
Yeah, exactly right. They're performing a local premiere, so by a composer named Jorge Sosa, and with libretto by Alejandro Martinez, and it's called Buford Highway Dreams. It's a micro opera. So after that, we have a collaborative work by 2 groups. One group's called Tatsulak. It's comprised of 3 Filipino artists, singer, trumpeter, and pianist. And they're collaborating with Goliath Was Bigfoot, which is again one of my favorite groups. They're always sort of kind of pushing the boundaries, but also like kind of way in left field, but in the best possible way. Their sets are always just fun, and you never. It's like, what am I watching? I don't know, but I love it. After them, we have the atonal guitar duo, which they're new to Here Be Monsters, and it's the people can get the wrong idea with the word atonal. Yeah, but I hope that you don't, because the music that these guys play is taken from. This atonal style, but the music I've found it to be really beautiful. There are ways to use these different sets and pitch classes that can really make just wonderful music, and I think they've really tapped into something special with the way they compose and write music. So. And this is the group that you might hear a Bach arrangement from. So but for 2 electric guitars. So
the atonal Bach version.
Yeah, exactly right. And the atonal guitar duo is led by Kevin Metzger and Jared Davis, and they're both really fantastic performers and composers as well. So it should be really exciting. We're super happy to have them back, or to have them at Here Be Monsters for the first time. So. Be there for that. And then finally, I hope it should be, is Zach Madison, who Zach has a solo set this year. He's one of the violinists of Invoke, and he applied as a solo artist as well. And so he's commissioned this composer to write him a new piece for a 5-string violin. So he plays this 5-string violin, which is really, really awesome. And we're so looking forward to that.
Is the 5th string higher?
That's a good question. You have to turn up and find out. Yeah. It's either higher or lower. That's all I know. But
it's probably not in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. I think it's in an outer string, but. Yeah. But again, it could be wrong. Just come check it out. So it should be really cool. 5-string violin. you know, you don't get that very often. So
Yeah, I've never seen one. So.
yeah, and Zach's a fantastic performer. So please be there for his set.
Yeah,
it's really great.
It looks so awesome. And for people who don't know, talk about the name a little bit. How did you come up with Here Be Monsters?
Yeah, so Here Be Monsters it's taken from old European maps where these Western cartographers, if they didn't know what was in a certain area, they would label it as Here Be Monsters or Here Be Dragons. It was an unexplored territory, right? And so maybe you've seen that. Maybe you've, if you ever look at old maps. But and so in the sort of cultural landscape of the U.S., there are these bigger cities, bigger cultural centers like New York and L.A. and Chicago, and people know what's going on there. You know, they know what's happening. And in Austin, we have this great scene, but no one really knows what's happening. It's kind of like a Here Be Monsters kind of place, culturally, right? And so, so we thought it would be an appropriate name to call the festival. This idea that, you know, it's just kind of unexplored, right? But there's great things happening here. It's really exciting, and so yeah, that's where the name comes from.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and your support when you come out and you buy a ticket, you're supporting new music probably more than you could anywhere else.
Absolutely.
Any time of year. So
yeah, absolutely, for sure. That's it's important, and yeah, we exist for these groups to thrive, for them to do their thing, you know, to tell everyone what they're all about, and so we hope you'll come out and support them at the festival this year.
Yeah, because any money you make pretty much goes back to commissioning new pieces for next year, right?
Exactly.
So like your ticket is going directly to next year's, right? Hopefully next year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, a large part of of all the proceeds goes to support the artists, the composers, and you know, that's how we like it. That's how we always want it to be. So yeah. So come support the local arts in Austin, and come check out Here Be Monsters. You will have a good time, I promise.
Yeah, and you can buy. There's two options, right? A day pass or the weekend pass, right?
That's right. Yeah, you can buy a weekend pass for both days. It's $50, and you can buy a day pass for $30. And for what you get, you know, this is maybe 12 hours of music.
Yeah.
You know, if you do the weekend pass for $50, it's a pretty good deal, and you get to see 27 groups. You get a real great glimpse of what's going on.
So that's less than $2 a group.
Yeah. It's a deal. It's a pretty good deal. So, yeah. So come on out. You can purchase tickets at our website.
I'll put all the information in the the description below. But yeah. And also, you know, if sometimes it gets hot, sometimes it might rain. There's lots of shaded places. You can always go indoors. So even if you see a thunderstorm coming through, still come out, right? You can always go inside for a half hour and then come back out. And,
that's right. Exactly right. Exactly. Lots of places to cool off. There's water stations throughout the venue. So yeah. We should be a lot of fun. No cowboy pool this year, unfortunately.
Oh,
you know,
my kids will be disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. I can't wait for the concert, and hopefully we see everybody there. And it's always it always is a highlight of my year, and it is like the start of summer. It's the first time you really feel like summer is here. So
that's great.
Can't wait.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you about this. So, thank you, Nathan.